guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight we got the Jeep Gladiator back in the garage and going to be doing a little bit of work to it. For the most part, it has a lot of options that we like, but there's just one main option that we're accustomed to and it does not have, and that's proximity locks. I went online, started doing some searching to see if I could add it, and there was actually I went to Facebook first, and I was talking to some guys there as far as a couple of Gladiator groups that I'm a member of, and within probably 10-15 minutes I had about 50 comments of saying, you know, different people have went through and actually done this. If you're going to do this, and it is able to be done, if you're going to do this, I would suggest taking your Jeep Gladiator to the, or any Jeep really, to your dealership first and make sure that sales code is there to turn on. The sales code that I used was GXD, and that was one that was within the parts kit that I got. After that, I went to a website called allmoparparts.com, and on that website they actually have a kit to be able to do this, and within that kit they also tell you what the sales code is, and they do suggest that you take your Jeep to a dealership or a third party or get a taser or something like that to make sure that sales code is able to be turned on. What I ordered from allmoparparts.com was a complete kit. It came with 2 wiring harnesses, right and left door. It came with 2 handles, and it came with 2 caps. Difference between the handles is pretty much nothing except for the button right there. You can see that needs to be pressed, and then it also has the ability to have the wiring harness hooked up to it, so you're able to press that button and lock it, and also have the I don't know where the sensor is as far as if it just pull handle or you grab a hold of it or how it works. On the charger, what we had actually a button on top, just a different type of handles, and then when you grab the bottom of the handle, the doors will automatically unlock. I'm not certain how the Jeep works, but we're gonna find out. All right, before we get started, I guess I should go over everything. I did pull a couple of these out. You will need a couple of different trim tools, some tape, a small little screwdriver, a T25, a T20, a T30, a 10mm, pair of needle nose pliers, and you might need a knife. And then I'm using my impact. Just a 1/4 drive impact is ample enough to do the job. All right, I'm gonna change my door handles out first, and to do that, there's this little sticker right here. You gotta pull it off, then there's a T25 behind it. Loosen that T25 up. And after you do that, this cap will just pull right out. Then you can just take your door handle and it just slides right out just like that. Like I said, the only really difference between the 2 door handles is the button and then the plug. You just take your new door handle and put it right back in the same spot. And go ahead and tighten your Torx bit back up, or your Torx bolt rather. Make sure it works. You can go ahead and put your little plastic sticker back over the hole. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the door panel off. And to start out with, there's a little cap behind here. You need to take that off where there's a T30, and then down here there's 2 T20s. There's also 2 more T30s down here also. After all your screws are out, you can take one of your pry tools and just start working from the bottom and work your way around that way, and also work your way around that way. You're also going to have 2 more T30s over here to take for your wiring harness. Alright, after you get your door panel off, you're going to have to unplug all of this. And then you're also going to have to take off these two cables right here. Your door lock just pops right off, and then you can pull it off that way. Your door handle, you have to pinch these closed and then pull, and then you're able to do that. That's where you need your needle nose pliers for. Then the last thing you need to do for your door panel to get it off is just undo this plug here. And that's just taking this clip, pulling it out, pushing a little button right here. Might need to use one of your little trim tools. That to push that plug in is really difficult and hard to do. Alright, after your door panel is off, go ahead and roll your window down just to about that location there, and then go ahead and take those two bolts out. After you take those two bolts out, you're going to have to reach in and grab a hold of it and pull it off of its slide, and then you're going to go ahead and pull your window up in place and then run some tape on it, probably about 3 locations up here. Just tape it to the window, up and over, and then to the outside of the window. With the window up, we can go ahead and pull this panel off here. This is the little kick panel that you need to remove if you're taking your doors off of your Jeep. Go ahead and remove it from that hook there. Push that up. There's a little push button on the bottom right here. You just roll this up and you can unplug everything. Now after you're done with that, you can go ahead and grab another one of your trim tools and start pulling the wiring off. This wiring will stay. This is for your mirror. The rest of it's got to go. After you get your harness off, you can go ahead and go around and take all these 10mm bolts out. And then your inner door panel is ready to come off. It will be just a little bit stuck, so just gotta work it kind of back and forth. And then you have to lift up from the bottom, pull out, and then you can just rock everything down just like that. All right, from here you need to reach back in there, unplug your door lock, and then you can go ahead and undo the wiring from these clips right here. Then you can pull this harness, your old harness, out and out of the way. You don't need to worry about saving any of those clips off of your old harness because your new harness is going to have all the clips that you need on it. So we can go ahead and grab this and put this in the Jeep. Alright, this is the plug you need to plug into for your proximity. And then you do have this plug here. When you run this through there, go in behind the window track like that, tuck it in behind right there, and then right up here on the bottom of this bracket there is some wiring track. You need to feed that through there so it stays out of the way of the window going up and down. Just like that right there. There's a little clips underneath there. I fed that wire through there, plugged it in, and then that way that keeps this wire out of the way from, like I said, the window and the regulator and everything else. With that all done behind there, we can go ahead and put our inner door panel in place. Go ahead and tuck it up underneath there. And we can go ahead and run our 10 millimeters back in our inner door panel. Remember to leave that one out. Go ahead and let our window come down. And go ahead and put those bolts in also. And with that done, we can start putting our wiring harness in place, putting it back in the same spot it came out of. Now we can go ahead and go get our outer door panel and put it on and make sure everything works and test out the proximity locks. And also remember to go ahead and plug our wiring harness into the inside of the Jeep also. Alright, with the passenger side done now too, we can go ahead and test everything out, make sure everything works. You do want to go ahead and run your window up and down, make sure everything is in the track right there. Make sure and put your panel back in after you put your T30 in there. You got two T30s under there, and you got your two T20s underneath there. Then also you have your two T30s to hold your wiring harness. Plug everything in, make sure that kick panel is in there. Go ahead and try it out, see if it works. Seems like everything's working pretty good. Everything's working pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. Was able to have the dealers turn on the sales code for me to be able to install this. If you're going to do this, like I said in the beginning of the video, I highly suggest taking your Jeep to the dealer. Make sure that the code can be turned on. It's going to cost you probably $50 to $80, but the kit is right around $289, and then some shipping is just a little over 300 bucks, I think is what I paid. Link is in the description for that, so I mean that'll save you all that money plus the dealer's cost. So if you guys aren't confident enough to do this yourself, you can get the parts from the dealership and have them do it completely. But it's really simple to do. With just a few simple hand tools, you could take care of it pretty easy. So guys, if you don't mind, I think that's pretty much all I have. Hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one.